Motion?
There's a second by Mr. Brown. Any discussion on item number 3? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Going back up to item number 2 is discussion on the Highway 7 drainage project at O Street and Arkansas Tech, submitted by Mayor Harris.
Mr. Westcott, there is nothing pressing on this issue at this time. I certainly have some information I can provide to the council in the matter of discussion. If you'd like to forward this to the next finance committee meeting where we have a little more time, we can do that, or we can talk about it tonight. I will say, I think last week I alluded that there was a time clock ticking that we needed to move in order to meet this time. Mr. Newman, thank you, has talked with the Arkansas Parks and Transportation just this week and got some information to update us. Would you, Ms. Westcott, could you please provide at least just the information on the schedule?
Yes, sir. The project does not have a hard deadline that we're aware of right now, but according to the Highway Department, they do feel that this is an important matter, and it would be, if we came to a point where the Arkansas Tech University, the state, and the city came to an agreement by the end of June, it would be approximately July of 2020 before we could begin construction. So every month that this is delayed affects the construction date or notice to proceed.
Okay.
There's no deadline at this point in time when we need to have this decided, just really just a rolling push at the end date is all.
With that in mind, and to give us more time for discussion when we meet again, I move for the tabling of item number 2 to our next regularly scheduled finance meeting.
Make a motion on that.
Okay, is that a second by Mr. Brown? Is there any discussion on the tabling of item number 2? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Make myself a note here. Item number 4, and to my knowledge, the last thing on our agenda this evening, is discussion regarding Hickey Pool, submitted by Councilmember Mark Tripp.
Mr. Chairman, yes, sir. I'd just like to keep discussing this, hoping that at some point in the near future, we might develop some sort of working committee, whether it be the finance committee or whether it be a group, to look at the long-term, what are we going to do long-term with Hickey Pool? Because I think if we put this to the side right now, it's very likely we'll be having the same discussion this time next year. And I think the residents, the staff, everybody deserves for us to take a good hard look at this instead of saying it's a mess and turning our head. And we need to get a long-term plan for the future of Hickey Pool, whether it be fixing, completely redoing what's there or replacing it or whatever. And so for time's sake tonight, I'd like to continue this, table this discussion, whatever the right word is, at the next Finance Committee meeting.
Mr. Tripp, I appreciate your comments, and you're correct. It is my hope that by the time this pool is emptied towards the fall, that there is a plan in place for work to be done either at that location or another location, whatever the will of this council ends up being regarding Hickey Pool, but that the plans would be in place already at that time. There is to my knowledge, there is a committee being set up at the Parks and Rec level to look into this very item that will report back to this council. In the meantime, we can keep this on the finance agenda so that we as a council can discuss this item and it doesn't disappear like you were referring to. So is that your motion to table this until the next finance meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I'll second that. Is there any discussion on the tabling of item number 4? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other items for the Finance Committee at this time?
Mr. Chairman, I'd have one request for the administration instead of putting it on the agenda this month. I would just ask them to look at a plan for audio, video, microphone, speaker, camera, et cetera, for downstairs conference center, and bring us back some written proposals from local entities on what we can do downstairs to provide, whether it be FaceTime Live broadcast or the Google Meets to where the public can watch the meetings downstairs, because I think most of us enjoy the informal nature of it for discussion and dialogue, but we still need to provide that in a transparent manner to the public and allow them to watch it, hear it, et cetera. And, you know, a camera, microphone, you know, whatever it is, I think we need to look at options and put that into play. So I just asked the administration to bring us back some options by, in the next couple of weeks.
That's not a problem, Mr. Chair. We've actually spent some time this week looking at a couple of different options. So we can put that together in a form that we can submit to the council for discussion
Perfect.
at the next council meeting.
Perfect, thank you very much. Any further items for this committee at this time? Hearing none, Mayor, we stand adjourned.
I understand we're adjourned till 6 o'clock council meeting.